creating a successful future, especially in the tough economic times we find ourselves in today. Yesterday, PragerU launched a new entrepreneurship lesson. This program will teach our next generation skills they need to succeed as they enter the workforce. One video, I highly recommend it, documents a boy who at 12 years old started his own business and now employs his friends. It brings me such joy and excitement to see our young people using their creativity and knowledge to achieve their goals while still in school and setting themselves up for lifelong success. But unfortunately, the scenario isn't as widespread as it could be with our education system today. That is why it's time we change all of that by implementing PragerU supplemental digital education resources into our schools across our state. This free online digital resource comes complete with teacher lesson plans, downloadable worksheets, and aligns with the national standards. It is visible to all. Anyone can go on PragerUkids.com and see exactly what students are being taught. This type of transparency empowers parents to engage with their children on what they are being taught and returns parents to the driver's seat of their child's education. Our students deserve to learn from wholesome, patriotic, unbiased educational materials, to learn self-reliance and to not rely on big government. To learn civics, history, patriotism, and American values, entrepreneurship, innovation, and perseverance. We must ensure that our children remember that America, the land of opportunity, a country where anyone can prevail, achieve with faith, freedom, courage, determination, and taking action. I encourage parents to get involved, talk with your children, volunteer in your child's classroom, talk with your child's teacher, and share PragerU kids with not only just your children, but with their teachers as well. I encourage districts across Arizona to adopt this free digital resource and teachers utilize this program in your classrooms. Let's revive Arizona's status in education, support our amazing teachers, equip and set our children up for success by putting our students, our future first.
Yes, that's right.
There are a lot of people here, so I want to ask you a question, Arizona. How do you feel about us giving free educational resources that teach self-reliance and limited government? Where we're here to serve, we showed up because you called, and I want to tell you, you are lucky to have a superintendent that actually stands for truth and for children. It is my absolute honor to invite Superintendent Tom Horne, a new personal hero of mine, to share some words.
I am proud to help make Prager University materials more available to people by posting them in our portal on our official website, azed.gov. Now, Arizona is a local control state, so we don't certify curricula. What we do at the state level is we establish standards, what students need to know and be able to do at a given grade level. And we leave it up to the schools to choose their curricula, and if as a way to teach those standards, and then we test for them. If the test scores show that students have learned the standards, we leave them alone. If the test scores show that they have not learned the standards, that's when we become involved. But the choice of the curricula to be used at the school district level is up to the school districts. They have that choice. We want to add to that choice by making Prager University materials available to the schools and also to the parents who may want to show them to their children. PragerU and I share the belief that parents should be empowered to make educational choices that are best for their children. And, you know, my adversaries don't want parents to have those choices. They're against other people having, they want choices for themselves, they don't want choices for other people. We're for having all citizens, all schools, all families choice. Let parents choose what they want their children to be learning. Parents must be deeply involved in their children's education. Schools cannot replace the role of parents. Prager makes high-quality curricula available and helps schools and parents offer more choices for their child's education. And Prager materials are rich in content and have a commitment to presenting facts for students to better understand American history. Now, unlike some people, I think it's unprofessional conduct for a teacher to use a captive audience to push their own ideology. And if I could get good evidence of it, I'm going to send their names to the state board for possible discipline. But they need to be able to make. People need to be able to make choices. And the thing about having Christopher Columbus in a video saying things that today we disagree with or even would find abhorrent. But that's what he believed, and you wouldn't want to put words in his mouth that he didn't believe. That's objective truth about what Christopher Columbus believed. And in that very video, the kids say to him, today we would find that abhorrent. So, but the critics leave that out, and they just attack what Christopher Columbus is saying in the video, even though that is what he believed. That's the objective truth.
Right.
We give schools and teachers options so they can pick and choose what they want to use. And so I'm very happy to be contributing to that by placing the Prager University materials available on the portal on the Department of Arizona website. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Tom.
I want to give a final shout out for all of you who showed up today. Many of you are the ones who have invited us to show up. The freedom fighters behind me, thank you all for your bravery. We need more people like you to be brave and fight for actual what America wants, what we actually want. So thank you for coming here today. We have an ASU professor out here with us. So there is still some hope even in college, we hope. And so now let's go party. Are we ready?
Wait, before you run off.
Well, we're going to do our ribbon cutting
Howie, they're
ceremony.
coming back.
And then you get questions.
Question.
Then you can attack me. Don't worry.
Come on, Howie. Don't attack. Don't attack.
Ready? We're going to go cut the ribbon.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Come on, everyone.
I didn't think everybody was going.
Yeah, we don't want to.
We don't all need to.
You're good. Just
You
go
guys
ahead.
do it.
We're proud to be here in Arizona.
All right, so folks, Marissa and Superintendent Horne are going to take a few questions. Howie, you get one, and then we're going to move on to everybody else.
Marissa, come on down.
Hi, Howie.
I'm sure that Mr. Hoffman told you what an evil person I am as a child of the
Yeah.
Thank you, Anthony. I guess my question is, I spent a lot of time yesterday watching Prager videos, looking at Prager philosophies, even in terms of what you said today about patriotism and everything else. I also appreciate you saying you don't want a particular viewpoint. Aren't Prager's materials coming from a particular viewpoint themselves?
Yes, we do have an ideological viewpoint, and that is a patriotic, wholesome viewpoint. We don't support a political agenda. We support an ideological agenda. You know, it is a sad state of affairs that actually hanging an American flag that is red, white, and blue is considered a political issue, and that if you don't add a bunch of colors and rainbows to it, then you're suddenly a political bigot. But I stand for the American foundings and the American values and the things that have made America the greatest country on God's green earth, and I'll be unapologetic about it. Thanks, Howie. Great question.
Superintendent Horne, can you say a little bit more about what the partnership entails, apart from putting the access to the materials on the ADE website? I mean, Prager materials are already available online, aren't they?
Yes, but I think it helps to have it on our website. We help let people know that it's available, schools and parents, and we'll do everything we can to do that. One thing is, it's all right for teachers to teach controversial views as long as both sides are presented. And the problem we've had is in some classrooms only the extreme left side has been presented. And so these present an alternative so people can choose what the kids need to learn how to think. In order to learn how to think, they have to have both sides presented to them. And I think Prager University materials are a great addition in that respect.
But none of this is mandated, I take it.
It's not mandated, no.
Go to him and then Bram. So this guy right here and then Bram.
Follow up from Superintendent Horne on that.
Yeah.
What is the conversation been like with school districts in terms of wanting to use this as supplemental material?
Well, this just happened, so they haven't had a chance to comment on it.
Okay, so no one's been.
It's just starting right now. Bram.
Thank you. Two questions. This appears to be.
I only got one.
Catching up. This appears to be a business that you're putting on the website. You're selling.
It's a non-profit, Bram. It's not a profit-making business.
No, nonprofits can still make a lot of money.
They can't have profits. They have expenses, but they can't have profits. Plus, they're not charging anything.
Isn't Scholastic a business?
there's-
It's actually a for-profit business,
There-
Scholastic.
There's tons of for-profit in education.
They're not charging anything. There's no financial benefit to them from making this available in Arizona. Zero.
It's a charity. A nonprofit means charity.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. It's a
Is
501c3.
any of the materials that you're going to be putting out on the state-owned website been vetted by any state curriculum folks?
I think the Prager materials are very well known, and there's no need to vet them.
No need to vet them at all.
No.
Can I suggest that the parents be allowed to actually vet things in the communities? Instead of bureaucrats that don't give a rat's ass about our children, how about we allow that?
You got a question back here. Great.
Can you identify any of the schools or teachers that you believe are teaching a left agenda versus PragerU?
Sure, it's well known. I had a big war against Tucson Unified School District that had something called ethnic studies, and within that, they had a curriculum on critical race theory, in which they gave as a definition of critical race theory that they were teaching to kids without any opposite viewpoint that they're against constitutional principles, they're against equality theory, they're against the trying to think what they call it.
Equity?
No, the Enlightenment. They're against Enlightenment rationalism. Can you imagine that? They're against Enlightenment rationalism, and they're teaching that to kids without anybody giving the other side of the story. Enlightenment rationalism was what made it possible for people to start thinking for themselves rather than just accepting authority. And that's what we're trying to do, and that's what Tucson Unified School District was not doing when I was fighting them. And we got it. We got a bill passed. We won a case. We got it out of their curriculum, and then when I left office, it came back.
Mayor, Dennis Cortez, Cronkite News. I have a question for you. So Arizona's graduation rate is lower than the national average, according to U.S. News. Why was PragerU considered for this in terms of education rather than other educational programs like Brain Pop?
Is that for you?
Yeah, I mean, Brain Pop is already as a supplementary content. The absurdity is that this entire hoopla and people getting all upset was never done when Brain Pop and Scholastic dominated the market. But suddenly, because we're showing up to just to give an option, the intolerant group that has dominated the market is going frankly berserk. We're just here to serve, just like Brain Pop and Scholastic can serve, we're here to serve in the same way. And if the public, as you can see here, wants us to show up, then we're here to show up.
Because of that, because you guys are mostly related to states that are more conservative, like New Hampshire, Florida, and all those, rather than states that are.
This is an official call for me to say that I'll happily show up in New York and California when they invite me. And they will. And they will. We'll go into every single state. We just want to provide our content is optional so that parents who are showing up in our hearing that there's been a left-wing Marxist domination of the educational market, they have an option for something else for their kids. That's it.
Superintendent Horne, is there any requirement for schools like Tucson Unified to adopt any of this curriculum? No. Or is it an option?
No, it's all optional. We're not requiring anything. We're just making these things available and calling attention to them as something that's more objective or as an alternative to what they're doing.
Is this for charter schools, public schools, private schools, home schools, Montessori schools, all of the above?
All the above plus parents.
Thanks for not forgetting the parents.
All right, thank you for coming, everyone.
Thank you,
See you
everybody.
on PragerU.com.
Parents.
Bye, Howie.
Great job, Marissa. Good job. Those pesky parents.
Doug?
Hey, girl.
Hey there, how are you?
Great to see you. Boy, you were terrific.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, it was so nice to meet you.